AI is just exploding, isn't it? It's advancing at this incredible breakneck speed. And with every single leap forward, one question just gets bigger and bigger. Who is really in control? In this explainer, we're going to dive right into that debate over whether we can truly master the very things we're creating.
And that's it, right there. That's the question that's fueling so much of our collective anxiety. You see it everywhere, from sci-fi movies to panels of experts. Are we building something that's just destined to outgrow our control? To figure that out, we really need to understand the two major scenarios that are shaping this entire conversation.
Okay, let's start with the one that gets all the headlines, the one that inspires the most fascination and, let's be honest, the most fear, the AI takeover. The concept seems simple enough, that one day AI just becomes so powerful it seizes control. But what's the actual theory behind it? What gives this fear a credible foundation?
Well, at the heart of this whole fear is one core concept: superintelligence. Now, this isn't just a slightly smarter version of the AI we have today. No, we're talking about an intellect that is radically, fundamentally more intelligent than the most brilliant human minds in, well, pretty much every field. It's not just an upgrade, it's a whole different dimension of thinking. So, how in the world could we possibly get there? The theory usually breaks down into 3 steps. First, you'd have an AI that can improve itself, creating smarter and smarter versions of itself over and over in a runaway loop. This leads straight to step 2, a sudden, massive intelligence explosion. But the real danger, the kicker, comes at step 3, something called objective misalignment. That's when its goals are no longer the same as ours. And this is the most crucial part to understand. The threat isn't some evil, malicious AI with a diabolical plan to destroy humanity. The real risk is a hyper-competent AI that is just pursuing a simple goal we gave it, like, say, maximize paperclip production. But it does it so literally and so efficiently that it turns the entire planet into paperclips, with obviously catastrophic consequences for all of us.
But hold on, because that takeover scenario is far from the only possibility. Let's explore the other, far more pragmatic vision: AI as the mastered tool. This is the scenario where AI remains exactly what we designed it to be, an incredibly powerful instrument, but one that is firmly and always under human control. Now, to really grasp this argument, we have to make a super clear distinction between 2 types of AI. On one hand, you've got narrow AI. That's what we have today. It's fantastic at one specialized task, like playing chess or driving a car. But on the other hand, there's this sci-fi concept of general AI, something as adaptable and creative as a human being. And it is so crucial to remember. That second type, it's still pure science fiction. Proponents of this tool point to some pretty fundamental limits on AI. It has no consciousness, no real-world understanding. Every single system is built from the ground up to require human supervision, and more they're guided by ethical frameworks that we create. And ultimately, AI remains completely dependent on the data and the goals we give it. Without us, it literally does nothing. This whole perspective is captured perfectly in the idea that we are not creating a new life form. We are building incredibly powerful tools to augment our own capabilities. So the key takeaway here isn't about some competition. It's about our immense responsibility to design these incredibly powerful tools safely. So far, we've seen this face-off between 2 big ideas: existential fear on one side and practical utility on the other. But what if this entire AI versus humans framework is just the wrong way to look at the problem? It might be time to introduce a whole new perspective. You see, we're so often trapped in this idea of an inevitable power struggle, right? A coming conflict for who's on top. But this whole way of framing it might be completely flawed. Maybe we've been asking the wrong question all along. And this leads us to a really crucial shift in thinking. The most important question may not be who controls whom, but actually, how do we collaborate intelligently? That single change reframes the entire debate. We move from a fight for control to a design challenge that's focused on partnership. And this partnership model isn't an all-or-nothing thing. It actually exists on a spectrum. At one end, AI acts as a simple tool, which needs our full and constant supervision. Move up a bit, and it becomes a co-pilot, working in close collaboration with us on really complex tasks. Then at the highest level, it could function like an autopilot, managing systems on its own, but always within a strict framework that we design and we control. So the real challenge isn't preventing a takeover, it's mastering the art of designing these interactions. And this brings us to maybe the most important point of all.
The future of control isn't some abstract problem for a distant tomorrow. No, it is being built by the choices we are making right now, today. See, building this future happens in stages. Right now, we are laying the foundation with ethical principles. Pretty soon, those principles have to be hardened into concrete policies and regulations. And the long-term goal is to establish global standards that make sure AI is safe and reliable for everyone. Each step is critical, and it builds on the last.
At the end of the day, true control isn't found in being afraid of an uncertain future. It's found in the wisdom of the questions we ask and the responsibility we bring to the systems we build every single day.
So this leaves us with one final crucial thought. Instead of obsessing over whether machines are going to dominate us, perhaps the most intelligent question we can ask ourselves is this: how do we thoughtfully and wisely define the problems we ask them to solve in the first place? Because in the end, that may be what real control actually looks like. Not dominance, but the wisdom to ask the right questions.